Welcome to the Wise Take DFS podcast. I'm your host, Patio Joe. You can follow me at Twitter at Patio Joe Ref. And I'm joined here tonight by, of course, the Wise Take regular, the hardest working man for Wise Take at CashinDFS. And of course, once again, we are joined by a special guest from Roto Grinders, Mr. Bobby Firestone, who I just found out, local SoCal boy. Grew up in SoCal his whole life. And Bobby, what's going on? How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, man. I would have heard about the Drummond news. And I also feel like we should just acknowledge that James Harden had the fantasy game of the year, the regular game, whatever you want to call it, against the Magic. So I take it for what it's worth. But that was pretty amazing. I had some real shots at a lot of money, but ended up making a tiny bit. Feels like I should have won more. Had a lot of plays right, but ready to move on to the next play. Ready to get into this. Happy to be back with you guys.
Yeah. Thank you for being back. Yeah, you had that Anthony Rendon game. Remember last year that Rendon had 4 home runs, had over 100 FanDuel points that one day? That's crazy.
I like the Scooter Jeanette game more.
Oh, okay. That was the 4 Scooter. Oh my gosh. He's like an encyclopedia.
At the end of the day, why hasn't this guy been starting forever? Look at his numbers. He has his contact rate, everything. And we'll get into baseball another time, but Scooter Jeanette, when he's on the slate, especially when he's underpriced, you just play that man.
Hey, bro, I was preaching it. And then he finally broke the lineup, and he stayed there.
How you doing today, Josh?
Well, I'm cashing all my teams with a 0, so on this high-scoring night, I guess that's all right.
Yeah, it's a very high-scoring night.
Got an Aaron Gordon 0 in all of my lineups, and they still cashed.
An Eric Gordon, not an Aaron Gordon, right?
Eric Gordon, yeah. No, I didn't play the 0 that got ruled out.
Yeah, they both got the 0s though. Like it could have been the same.
Yeah, but Eric Gordon's 0 was way cheaper.
Yeah, man, I feel you on that. It was the right play, in my opinion. I liked it. I don't have any problem with it. The Harden going crazy, like that could happen at any time. It's a great spot, like obviously. When the chalk was all over, I ended up switching on to Harden a little bit late, but I also am really mad because I would have had a few Harden Drummond lineups. Mostly I was swapping all the Drummond ones out for Harden at the very end, but anyway, it was one of those nights that just you needed to have everything go incredibly perfect.
Yeah.
I wish I would have stayed on Cantor.
Oof.
I was on Cantor. He came off, but Costa Kufis. Wow. Yeah. Bunch of craziness today.
I was all over Kufis myself, actually.
Yeah, I didn't play him.
I thought Kufis, Randolph, I split them a little bit, which bothers me because the only lineups that could beat me mostly were those Kufis and Randolph lineups together with those other combinations that I mentioned. And that was a really tough one to get on because it's illogical. You don't know what's going to happen. And you're betting on a huge amount of variance. But for long shot GPPs, when you're talking about tens of thousands of people, that's the right way to go. So taking shots that way, I give respect to anyone who beat me tonight with those Kufos and Randolph lineups that we had pretty much everything else the same.
All right. Well, so we got an 8-game slate for Wednesday. So how we do it here, guys, is I'm just going to be throwing it to you guys. You're going to be doing point guards, going down position by position with 8-game slate. And I'm going to be writing down plays. And then at the end, I'm going to send you guys a lineup, and you guys are going to either say, oh, it looks like a good lineup or whatever, and then we'll take questions. I'll be taking questions in the chat as we go along. So without further ado, Bobby, start us off with point guards tomorrow. Go down to about 6K. Are you more predominantly DK or FanDuel?
I prefer DK. I think there's a lot more skill involved.
Okay, so why don't you talk more about DK prices? And then Cash will talk more about FanDuel.
I know both. Like I'll
whatever you want to do.
With FanDuel, to me, it's a different game theory mentality. The way you play is you find your different pivots because they build your lineup for you without that flex spot, even though the position flexibility is different, but the lineup, construction anyway. FanDuel, it's a very different game theory aspect, but I really like tomorrow. I like Lillard again or McCollum on DK. He's going to shooting guard on FanDuel, but I think McCollum is actually like probably the play that I think is the most interesting. And they both had nice games tonight. Lillard had a monster game. It's a great pace matchup. They haven't played quite as fast without Chris Dunn, but they're still playing really fast. So that's where I'm starting it with. And then let me just see a quick look because, we're recording this the night before. I want to see Nurkic. And, I think that Nurkic is also like extremely in play. These are great GPP plays in my opinion. And I have interest in those three guys. Not really sure that I'm going to take stabs at Aminu or anyone else.
Mm-hmm. All right. Any other point guards you like up top? Besides Lillard and McCollum?
I'm just doing game by game. I always do game by game instead of
okay.
I'll switch back over to position by position. Sorry about that.
Okay, that's all right.
I ended up looking at the whole game at the same time, but no, I mean for me, like at point guard, like I won't play Kyrie at this price on this slate. There's no way. The guy, like again, I'm going to go back. I think McCollum and one of McCollum or Lillard. I think Peyton is an excellent GPP play. I want to see the ownership projections on him right before lock because I think this is a spot where people will be off of him at this price, and it doesn't matter with Peyton's price because he can put up 60 anytime. And it's the Lakers who can't defend the position, especially without Lonzo, which sounds funny, but it's true. And then Dennis Smith Jr. has the perfect matchup. If this guy can just make half of his shots in the game, like it's an awesome play. So Dennis Smith Jr. actually grades out really well. And then the one weird one is Isaiah, just without the usage from Love. I'm curious how a full game will play out. And I think Isaiah will eat up the usage. And at 5,600, even in a terrible matchup, I think that Isaiah is in play.
Would you play Lillard and McCollum on the same team on FanDuel, or would you only pick one?
No, I'll pick one. If I was game stacking it, I would. But I honestly am having trouble figuring out how to game stack the other side with Chicago, so I don't think I'm going to do.
So right now, you would go McCollum over Lillard if you're only playing one?
I'd go McCollum over Lillard tomorrow, yeah.
Okay. Cash, talk to me about some point guards up to about 6K, and then we'll go down to Value Town.
Is Mirotic going to – I want to know if Mirotic's going to be traded. He might not play if it's close. If I'm going all the way to the top, it'd probably be Lillard. I agree. I'm not going to play Kyrie. I really like DSJ. In Phoenix, of course. Dinwiddie screwed me today, you bastard.
Why would you guys play Dinwiddie? I don't get this. You got to explain this to me. I've been saying to everybody, I don't understand this. When D'Angelo comes back, you stop. It doesn't matter even if it's 20. Well,
D'Angelo Russell has been dog shit.
It doesn't matter.
And LeVert is out. So I went there. He was too cheap. He's too cheap on FanDuel.
I don't think he's too cheap.
He was too cheap on FanDuel today against the Knicks.
He was. I just thought that it was fake cheap. Like, it's to me, as long as D'Angelo Russell is in the lineup, if he's going to play 20 minutes, I'm not touching him. That's it.
Russell has been terrible, so.
I know he's terrible, but I'm not saying play Russell. I'm saying don't play either of them.
Yeah, I'm not going to go to Dinwiddie, I don't think, today. But he did screw me today, so he's still a bastard in my eyes. I could do Kemba in Atlanta because it's Schroeder, but I don't love that price. Since the trade rumors went away, he ain't been balling like he was. But I'll go Dame up here, DSJ, and Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas going to take a lot of shots.
Yeah, he's only 6,100 on FanDuel. That's a pretty good price for him.
On FanDuel and DraftKings, he's DraftKings.
What about Gordon?
I don't like point guards against Miami with Tyler Johnson back, but I'll still do it for the shot attempts.
Kemba is a great play. I forgot to mention Kemba, by the way. I actually think Kemba is an amazing play. This usage, the amount of usage condensed since Clifford's been back from the big three is crazy with Batum, Kemba, and Howard. And I think that Kemba is just the price is too high seemingly, so people will be off of him like they always are. And I think he's like realistic. 50 is like a really, really good possibility tomorrow.
Interesting.
I could go to Dragic in tournaments just because it's Cleveland. The minutes haven't been there, but I'd have to go look into why. But I could do Dragic. His price is a little down.
Easy.
Yeah. It's Isaiah Thomas defense, so you gotta love that.
Yeah, well, we saw what happened tonight between Ish and Bikes, however you pronounce it, Buyk. Like they had like 55 between them or whatever. So yeah, go after Isaiah anytime. He's the worst defensive player in the league. He is.
All right, Bobby, talk to us about maybe some value point guards tomorrow.
Value. I mean, obviously we always get late value in the NBA, so we don't know entirely what's going to happen with everything. And what's weird is like I'm expecting Embiid to play tomorrow. What's weird is that like McConnell gets extra run if Embiid doesn't play in this spot a ton tomorrow. So he would be somebody, but you're going to get Embiid in my opinion. I don't really see why he would sit unless I'm missing something. I think Cannon is a way off the board play. Point guards against Phoenix, especially ones that can shoot the three, are dangerous. But with Booker probably being back, that's not so interesting. So that's really like, I don't know, man. I don't think I'm paying down at point guard so much unless I'm missing something. And I'm sort of expecting to hear some news tomorrow that's going to, determine whether or not I can fire up some of these guys. Like Booker obviously is the big news, but Booker's going to play. Like, in my opinion, I'm going to guess he's going to play. I'm going to guess Embiid's going to play. So that makes McConnell and either Ulis or, Cannon less interesting. So I don't think I'm really paying down at point guard too much tomorrow.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like you guys want to. It seems like you guys like all the guys above 6K. What about you, Cash? Anybody in Value Town?
Well, they finally raised Terry Rozier's price on FanDuel. About time. So I probably won't do that. If he was still down in 3.8, 3.9, wherever he was, I'll be all over it. Tyler Johnson, I could play. Again, Cleveland defense. I could play every single position against Cleveland. And I'm going to go back to the Cannon well. He keeps screwing me, but eventually he's going to blow up. Malcolm Delaney started the second half over Taurean Prince the last game. Got 25 minutes. He's only 3.8. Okay, who they playing? Charlotte. It's all right. Nothing great. And that's probably it. I mean, I would say Collison, but I don't know if I want that.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler Johnson at 5K. I like that.
We missed one good play. Dude, it's Schroeder, man. It's Schroeder. Like if
Dennis Schroeder.
Yeah.
What's his price on DK?
Oh, Schroeder. Okay. It seems like Schroeder to me.
No, they always say Schroeder, so I'm just what I hear. I think it's right. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I just think like he's 7'3". It's another like it's actually like a deceptively good matchup with how fast Charlotte's played. They're sixth fastest in pace since Steve Clifford's been back. That's right, Steve Clifford, whatever. Coach Clifford has been back and playing at a much faster pace with a much more condensed rotation. So I sort of like if you're going to take Kemba and Dwight, which I will talk about later, I guess, on one side, I sort of like running it back with Schroeder on the other side. Maybe I throw in some Bazemore, which we'll get into later. But I think that Schroeder with those guys actually makes some sense as like a mini game stack.
I got a question for you. Right now, JJ Barea is a game time decision. He's questionable. If he's out, do we like the little Yogi tomorrow? What about that?
I mean, you can, but I doubt I do.
Okay.
Yeah, not for me.
Not for you. All right.
I mean, it is Phoenix, so
yeah, I'm gonna play the guy with upside.
I mean, it's okay, but the dude can be on the court for 40 minutes and get 10. I mean,
I'm just gonna say it's not okay. It's not a good play.
I mean, it is okay because it's Phoenix, but if he's gonna get over 30 minutes, but I mean, I'm probably not gonna do that.
All right, for sure. Let's move on to shooting guards.
I'd much
Bobby.
rather find 700 for Tyler Johnson.
What'd you say about Tyler Johnson?
I'd much rather find 700 for him.
700. Oh, I'm playing for 5,700. All right. Perfect. All right. Bobby, talk to us about shooting guards tomorrow.
CJ McCollum.
As you said before, yeah.
Probably a better play at shooting guard at 7,100. What, you got a problem with McCollum at Chicago?
No, I just seen Victor Oladipo's price. Oh my God.
10-1 on FanDuel.
Yeah, you don't play Oladipo. Like, especially if you watch Indiana play as much as I have recently, you don't play Oladipo right now. Like, yes, he might have these breakout games. His efficiency is so high in those games, it's ridiculous. You cannot play this guy right now at these prices. I think that taking some shots on Batum in tournaments will be not owned at all. I don't understand the projections on Brandon Ingram. I think Brandon Ingram is almost a lock for me right now. Like, things are going to change and open up throughout the day. But Brandon Ingram at Orlando at 6,300, like, this guy, when he's way off, he still gets you 30 fantasy points. He's too cheap for who he is. Especially without Lonzo in the lineup, there is just absolutely no reason in an ultimate, like, premier matchup that you shouldn't play this guy. I don't lock in players when I'm playing 100 lineups very often. I'm not probably going to lock in Ingram tomorrow, but he's going to be probably one of the players who's closest.
All right. Is he just as good a play on FanDuel at small forward?
What's the price on FanDuel?
He's 6,700.
I like it small forward. I have to look it over there. I think that I like it a little. It's still percentage of salary, pretty similar. Yeah, I think I like him better on over there because small forward is garbage on FanDuel, with the exception of Jonathan Simmons, whose projections are way too low, and Hezonja's. All of the Orlando guys are firmly in play over there at small forward. But yes, I think he's a better play. I think he's a great play on both sides. I love Ingram.
Is he gonna be chalky tomorrow?
I don't think he's going to be as chalky as he should be. He'll probably have pretty decent ownership, but it'll be somewhere between 15 and 25%. I mean, it depends on what opens up. Like, this is the night before. It's really hard with the NBA these days. But that's just where I'm thinking he should be at. And if he's lower than that, I'm going to load up on him. And people are going to say lack of upside as an argument against him. When you have like a sure 30 with a likely 40 to 50 with a ceiling of 60 that people probably haven't seen before, because this is Orlando. This is the Lakers. They'll play at their pace. Orlando plays to their opponent's pace. You can look at their track record. I don't see any real risk in Ingram.
All right, great. That makes obviously a good cash play. So, Cash, talk to me about some small shooting guards.
I don't really like that much over. I don't like really none over 6 except Booker. If he plays, you're gonna start at point guard. I could do that. Tyreek Evans. He's on the trade block, so he scares the hell out of me. He came off the bench last game and kind of screwed me, but he didn't kill me. He was all right. But I like Booker. Anything else, I don't really like. I could do Evan Fournier because he didn't play many minutes tonight because it's the Lakers, but I'm not in love with it at that price, and I don't like nothing else up here.
No love for McCollum?
Nah.
Why not? I mean, Bobby likes him.
What's the reason that Chicago team?
Because he's 8,000. I don't play McCollum at 8,000. I'll go to Dame.
Okay.
Yeah. What's he on DK?
He's 71.
Oh, that's much better. But yeah, 8,000. He would never make my lineup at 8,000 unless Dame was sitting.
Yeah, it's a different story. It's a whole different game at 8,000. I'm looking at it over here on FanDuel, and on FanDuel, I think Batum's a better play on FanDuel. I think Bazemore you consider more on FanDuel. This is these are tough positions, man. There's, play guys like Jeremy Lamb at 42. These are not exciting plays. This is kind of ugly, this position. That's partly why I might even be more into McCollum. I think you have a safety net of 35 to 45. Like, almost all the time here, like in any game flow scenario.
Yeah, but I'm not going to pay. I mean, if Booker plays, there's just no way. Booker has 60-point upside. McCollum? Nah.
Sure. That's a fair argument. But I'm just saying, like, if Booker for one reason or another wasn't to play, like, there's not a lot of guys to play, and even Booker's not like
there's not. Yeah, I don't like no option above 6 really, except
terrible Booker. On FanDuel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, Bobby, talk to us about some value guys then at shooting guard.
I think Justin Holiday can always get there if he makes threes. The minutes are always there. He's the one constant. It's not a good matchup against Portland in general. They play a little bit slower. I don't think that these are really ugly plays, man. I don't even know if D'Angelo will play on the second of a back-to-back, which, by the way, would reverse things and turn me back into Dinwiddie again. Because if D'Angelo doesn't play at all, I like Dinwiddie at full minutes without either LeVert or Russell stealing any usage. But if Russell does play and he's going to play 24 minutes at 5K, it's ugly, man. I'm not in love with any of it. I don't really want to recommend these guys because I think you stick to the guys with upside who are. I think that you even play McCollum in some cases if Booker was out because there's so little safety here. You could play a flyer on Hardaway, Evans. These are just flyers. Like there's nothing there. These are not good plays. Fournier is probably safer, but Batum has upside. Bazemore has upside. I'm trying to just pay for McCollum and then pay down because I really don't like the bottom end of this.
Mm-hmm. What about Wesley Matthews?
Fine. Like,
okay.
It's one of those. He fits in the same category to me as Justin Holiday. I think they both have the exact same situation. Holiday's a little bit. Maybe not the exact same. Maybe he's a little bit better, but they're very close. I don't even know if he is. They're very, very close. I think I'd rather pay down for. The more I think about it, maybe Jeremy Lamb, just because the price is so low and there is upside always if he gets hot. So maybe I would go with that. But I'm not in love with any of these guys.
All right, Cash. You got any of these value guys down here?
Nicholas Batum. I like. Price came up a little bit, but he's still under 6, so I could do that. Wesley Matthews. I mean, he's probably going to be popular after the last game. I mean, he's okay again because he's in Phoenix, but I don't know if he's going to be popular. I would. That's a dude I would not play as chalk. Courtney Lee, if Hardaway Jr. sits on the back-to-back, but it's Boston, so again, don't love it. Dwayne Wade, I wish I would have stayed on you tonight, bruh. It's revenge spot against Miami. They really disrespected this man since they don't want to pay him no money, but I understand it because he's old. He's like a grandpa out there on the court, slow and old. But if he plays, he did play 28 minutes tonight, which that sucks. But he's only 4-1. I could do it. He should be very extra motivated if he's playing. Bellinelli, that's also a revenge spot against Charlotte. I could do it because he's only 3-7. If he gets hot, he could pay out that price with ease, and that's it.
All right.
Yeah, I think the Wade thing on FanDuel makes a lot more sense than it does on DK.
The what?
Wade on FanDuel makes a lot more sense than he does on DK to me. He's at 4,100 at a weak position. I definitely like him if he plays, assuming he will against his former team, even though it's not in Miami, then I probably would lock him in. But I think at 4,100, you definitely play him if he's playing at shooting guard on FanDuel.
Mm-hmm.
I could do Holiday too. He's only 5'4". If you're going to get 30 minutes, I could do that.
He's never not going to get 30 minutes. That guy is locked into 35. He plays a million minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Only weird situations take him out of it.
All right, small forward, Bobby. Talk to us about some small forward.
Let's see. I'm grabbing up my list right here. The thing with LeBron is I wasn't playing him with the current situation with Isaiah, I think that it's kind of, if people are off of him because of his recent game log, which would be weird for LeBron against Miami, but I think it's possible. I think he makes, like, for an interesting GPP play, you take away Kevin Love's usage, which is not very high. I think Isaiah is the one who really cuts into it. But as a GPP play, if you see him like in the 10 to 15% range, which I don't think is going to happen, but if it did, then you gotta have serious interest in him just because the upside is so massive in this spot. Again, I'll go back to Ingram. Obviously, if Booker's out, I'll go to Warren. I don't think that there's nothing wrong. He's a cash game play, but I don't know if I want to use him for GPPs. I worry about the upside with them being fully healthy. I mean, obviously, depending on if Harris is out. I'm sorry, not Harris, Barea. And then other than that, I don't know. That's mostly the guys who I had dialed into. I think that you can take shots on the Laker guys and the Boston guys. I think you can take shots on Kuzma, Nance, Tatum, and Brown. I just haven't decided which ones I have the most interest in yet.
Mm-hmm. All right. Cash, what do you like?
There's a massive gap between LeBron James and TJ Warren. Number one and number two. So a lot of times people is going to just try to force in LeBron. No way I can pay 11.9 for LeBron. Just can't do it. I mean, Love is off the court, but still, I'll pass. I'll take my chances. I'll lose if he goes for 70. It's all good. I like Brandon Ingram because he's been playing well, but I know that the disappearing act is going to come sooner or later. It might be today, but it is Orlando. I like this game. This game should be very up and down. Josh Richardson, only, again, it's Cleveland. If he gets LeBron James defense, I could be cool with that. And that's it.
All right.
Ingram really is the best play. I really want to just restate it. As of this moment, I think Ingram's the best play at shooting guard and small forward.
Yeah, he's the best. I think he's the best play above 6 on FanDuel.
Yeah. Any value guys you liking, Bobby?
There's a lot of what ifs and could be's and whatever. It's not value, but it's, again, I go back to Bazemore just for low ownership. With upside, he put 40 against these guys 3 games ago. It's kind of interesting, and people don't really look at him. I think that MKG is just way too cheap for. It's not like crazy upside, but 30 is good. Like, he put up 32 against these guys again 3 games ago. This is a good spot to take him at 4,100. This is a good.
He's
spot.
41. Oh my god!
He's 41 on DK.
He was only 4 last time.
Yeah, I think just play him. Just that's your other guy. I don't know. To me, he makes the most sense of the guys I'm looking at, and he never kills you, and he can crush just without doing much at this price. By the way, Justin Holiday, I want to point out, is also 5K on DK. That's ridiculous. And even Aminu at 5,100 as a small forward eligible player on DK, these are really cheap prices on guys who could easily put up 40, and it wouldn't be even the least bit surprising.
All right. Cash, what kind of value guys you like down at small forward?
Jonathan Simmons. He's under 5K still.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Lakers. Like I said, I really like this game. I just wish I could get the aggressive Jonathan Simmons back.
That's a great call, Jonathan Simmons. I'm sorry I missed that one. That is the right answer.
Oh man, MKG's 5-1 on FanDuel. It's still not terrible. It's still a decent play, but on DK, I think it was Friday, it was 4,000. We said to go all in. I might do that. Might do the same thing on DK again at 4-1. I mean, that's just cheap. I haven't looked at the prices over there, but that is super cheap. Lance Stevenson. It's a game time decision. That's interesting.
Who do you go for? Because like he kills Oladipo, but he also kills like Bogdanovich, who's now underpriced because he's been going off.
Yeah, I would make me want to go to Bogdanovich because his minutes will be more secure. Like his minutes should jump up to what they was towards the beginning of the year when he was playing hella minutes.
And the usage too, because we know he can just dominate the ball, and it takes away from a guy who's a catch and shoot guy.
Yeah, I like.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I could do that. He's only 4'3". I mean, I would probably try to get to Simmons, but I could do that. Hazonia is a play if Gordon misses again, that's for sure. He's going to start at the 4, so he would be in play only if Gordon misses for me. And, man, there's just not much. There's not much. Being that there's not much, I probably might play Evan sorry-ass Turner at 4,000. I played him today because I had to, because I couldn't fit in Stanley Johnson on one of my teams. But that's whatever. Don't expect no upside there. And that's it.
All right.
If Dylan Brooks misses again, you could go to Selden or whatever the hell his name is.
All right. Power forwards, Bobby. What you got?
Power forwards, I don't trust Kristaps on the back-to-back. I had a lot of them tonight, but I'm not going to go for it. I think that I'm paying down at power forward. I like the Laker chances on FanDuel. I'll take shots on Kuzma at 5,300 is just ridiculous for his upside. Like, just flat out ridiculous. Nance has been playing out of his mind. I watched the Laker. I'm a Laker fan. I don't think Nance is a bad play either because no one will own him over here because they'll own him on DK. So you take shots on these guys, in my opinion, like especially in like larger field tournaments. I also think you take a shot on a guy like Kem Burke, especially on FanDuel where he's 4,600, where no one will play him. But if somehow because of the back-to-back and maybe Biyombo gets in foul trouble, whatever happens, he's got 30-plus fantasy point upside, and at 4,600 even on FanDuel, that's okay. I think Kaminsky at 4K is really interesting. But mostly, like I said, I'm playing down. Like I think that all these guys make sense for one reason or another, but I'm not like loving any bit of it. I'm probably going to mix and match this position more than I am some of the others.
Any love for Bobby Portis?
What's his price on FanDuel?
4,500.
Yeah, 45. Like you definitely can play Bobby Portis. On DK, I'm less inclined to. I think if he's 53 over there. But like obviously the upside's always there with this guy. It's just their rotations. I love the idea of playing him without knowing about Mirotic, but the truth is this. Oh no, this is a late game. That makes me more interested in Bobby Portis. I like Bobby Portis now because the game theory side of it. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I'm glad I'm here, Bobby. Just hey,
you threw it out there. That was a good point. I also think you can play Olynyk. You can play anybody from but like you were mentioning earlier, you can play anybody against Cleveland, and I think Olynyk fits the category too at 4,400, where he's a guy who just on that night where he's hot could just 9x value and crush it. And I don't think people are going to just go there. Maybe they will. Depends on what value opens up, but really like Olynyk.
All right, Cash, talk to me about power forward. Just go through all the. Because there's only like a few that are even above 6 anyways. So just talk about the whole position.
Yeah, above 6, I wouldn't do nobody except maybe one of the Pacers if Sabonis stays in the starting lineup. But above 6, nobody for me. Under 6, I like Nance a little more than Kuzma. Kuzma should be more popular. But I'll take my chance with Nance because just never know what the fuck Luke Walton's going to do. Oh, man. John Collins. Oh my God. Jarrell Martin. I could play that again, especially if half the team is gonna miss. Ilyasova. I would think that. How many minutes did he play? He played 28 that game. He's all right. He'd probably go get you 25. Bobby Portis, I could definitely do if I thought Mirotic was going to be sitting because he's going to be traded. I could definitely do that. That's probably it. I could jump on Jay Crowder. He's going to start. He's only 3-7 because Love's back. Love is out, so he's going to start the power forward. But the dude literally can go out and get 6. And that's it. Where's Maxi Pad at?
No love for Jason Tatum?
Hell no.
At 6? I thought you like him. You've been tweeting
I love
about
him.
how you love him.
Yeah, I do love him.
Though?
But hell no.
No?
Not after he does. Because last time no, damn that.
Because he had 39 points.
It's just he went off
yesterday.
More popular. No, not for me. Hell no.
Because the weakness of the position, I think he's in play.
Mm-hmm.
But it's only because I don't like the position. I only like to pay down here. So he's one of the guys who I guess is a spend up almost, which is weird. But yeah, I guess I like him for that reason.
I could do Maxi Pad. Maxi Pad is 3-6.
That's the other side.
He's gonna need steal some blocks because anytime he has a big game, he has to steal some blocks.
Play Kaminsky if you're gonna play it. Trust me, play Kaminsky and everybody will be happy. Dwight's gonna be the answer in the end, and we'll get to that in a second. But play Kaminsky as well.
Mm-hmm.
He's 4K. You have no Marvin Williams. What the hell? They're gonna eat against.
Oh, that's right. Marvin Williams is out. You're right. Yeah, he's gonna play minutes. Maxi Pad.
Well, who's Maxi Pad?
Maxi Kleber.
Okay, sorry.
I mean, he's almost min price, so it's just a tournament, large field tournament.
Man. I like it. I can get down with it. Why don't you just double punt it and play Maxi and Bender at the same time?
Well, if I thought Bender was, I don't know. Bender sucks.
He's got more upside than Maxi.
I would rather play Jared Dudley than.
He's got way more upside than Kleber
does. His face?
Than Bender.
Yeah. Just because, oh my God, he's just watching him play. He's just like, oh, he's just a bag of D's. Dude, he's terrible. But yeah, that's it. This is an ugly. Like every position is ugly. I go through every position. Ugh.
All right, we got a few questions right here before we move on to center. Would you all play Julius Randle with Ingram?
I personally wouldn't, but
I don't love price on Randle and even how he's used, like with the upside. Like, let's see what he is on FanDuel at 66. It's all right. Like, I think he should have a nice game. I really worry about the upside, and like even in the last game, he was completely smashing, and he gets taken out of the game. When did he come back in? Let me just take a quick look real quick. He played 24 minutes. He put up 38 fantasy points. It's scary to me, man. It's just a scary play. I even wonder about the upside with the way Luke's using him, but we know it's there. So yeah, in tournaments, I think it's okay. I don't think they take away from each other. I just think that Randle is a wild card, and I'm sort of leaning more towards Kuzma and Nance in this game for game tempo environment.
All right. Tell me again, why do you like McCollum? Somebody wants to know, Bobby.
Chicago plays really fast. They play a little bit less fast without Chris Dunn, but still like top 10 in the NBA in terms of tempo. You got Portland playing in an up-tempo game at home. McCollum is really good. He's really good in spots. They're on a second of a back-to-back when Lillard carried most of the load. They generally switch it. It's not like on purpose, but it's just the way that things tend to work out. I love his price on DK, and I love the fact that there's no other good shooting guards on FanDuel, hardly. So I think he makes sense over there. That's my reason. Like, it just makes sense price and position scarcity-wise. matchup wise. He just fits into both sites for me, but especially on DK.
All right, we got one more question here by somebody in the chat by a Paul DeFrancesco. Ivan Rabb at power forward.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I love Paulie. I don't even want to say nothing.
Did he set me up or something? Is that why he
wanted
to ask
No.
Because he knows I don't know.
Like there's a basis behind. Like it works. It's just no. You don't really need to do that. Like where no upside, but like I think that maybe in a game or two, if one more guy being out, and we'd be all over it. Like I played him last time when we had a questionable on a couple other guys. Like I just don't think I need to on FanDuel, especially at 3,500. Even though I know it's a minimum, it's a different. You can still sort of find ways to make everything work on FanDuel. There's not like people you need to pay up for that's going to, rip you apart where you need to play them. But other slates, we'll talk about it later on.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not like it's terrible. Like if you only had 3,500, but I'm not trying to force this ugly son of a SOB into my lineup. That dude is hideous. I mean, it's safe if everybody's going to be missing again at 35, he's probably going to go get you 15 to 20 points, but he ain't going to go get you 30. I mean, I would almost guarantee he does not have 30-point upside, so I'll pass. I don't want to put nobody in my lineup that I don't think could get 30.
All right. Centers. Let's move on to center. Bobby, is it all Dwight Howard tomorrow? Is that what it is?
Yeah. And you know what? Let me just take a look at the pricing discrepancies. Yeah,
it's always too cheap on DK.
Yeah. He's gotten up higher, but it's still like.
What is it?
It's 9.4 on DK.
9.4. Okay, they raised it again. I think it was 9.1 last time.
10.2 on FanDuel. Like, it's not like there's not pivots. I just want to point that out. There's pivots, but I all of them are like Whiteside. I like it actually. I think it's kind of interesting, but at the price, I'm not crazy about. Gasol, I don't love the tempo of that game. Porzingis not crazy after the high usage on the back-to-back. So when I really get down to it, I think it really on DK it definitely is Dwight for me. And unless I'm gonna pay down, and the other guy I'll play Nurkic. Nurkic at 6K is too cheap. I don't care what anybody says about this guy. He is made for GPPs. Like you just plug him in, and no matter what, like there's not a day I don't play Nurkic if I'm playing a lot of tournaments where I don't play him 10% at least. Usually it's more like 20%. When he gets 6K and under on DK, and when he's on FanDuel and nobody else makes sense pricing wise, and he's 65 in a great matchup, I think that you have to start looking at this guy more. Yeah, they cut his minutes. Yeah, it's frustrating when he has 48 and he doesn't get to play his fourth quarter minutes just because they take him out of the rotation. But he still put up 48, and the price is still right for his talent level. So I like Nurkic a lot too. I think Nurkic is I don't want to say sneaky, but I think he's a great play at this price.
Mm-hmm. All right, Cash, what you got at center?
Dwight, MF, and Howard. Give it to me. I hope people jump off because he finally had a bad game for first time in 3 weeks, a month, whatever it's been. Dude's been balling. It's revenge spot again, and this time he gets to go to the city that he was born and bred in. I'm all in. I don't give a damn. I'm not playing nothing else. That's it. I mean, I don't even have to go through. There's no other center I'm going to look at tomorrow, and I don't care what nobody says. I don't care what the situation is. I don't give a damn about nothing. I'm playing Dwight Howard on this ugly-ass slate.
All right.
Jahlil Okafor went off today, didn't he?
Yeah, what about Jahlil Okafor? I was just going to ask you about him at 3,600. His last two games, 31 and 26 at 3,600. Are you going to have some Jahlil Okafor cash? What are you going to do?
No, I'm not, because I'm only playing Dwight Howard. I already said it. But I wanted to get that game. I really wanted to get it. 31 and a 26. Oh, no, I'm not going to play him. But they still haven't raised the price. I mean, he's still min price, though.
And it's a revenge spot.
Yep. It sure is. I'm not doing it. I'm playing Dwight Howard. That's a great play. It would probably be my second favorite play at the center spot.
What do you think, Bobby?
You got to play a little bit of it in tournaments. You can't really avoid it if you play a lot of tournaments just because the revenge factor, the fact that he's gotten what he has at this little price and it's a differentiator. I don't know. It depends on ownership a little bit for me. Like if it was anybody but Philly, I would say play Jared Allen. But if they give him more looks, they don't really have like things to exactly play for. They want to win games and not be one of the worst 3 teams in the NBA. That's about it. I think that it's sort of interesting. Like I don't love it though. I probably am not going to find it much in my lineups by the end of the day tomorrow. But as of right now, it's definitely like something that I'm thinking about. I think that there's a really interesting one that no one is going to play, and that's Bam. Bam is maybe less interesting on FanDuel where he's 42 and you can only play one, but this guy is 3,800 on DraftKings. He puts up 20 every game, and he's not coming close to what he could hit. If anything happens with Whiteside, if he gets into the coach's doghouse, if this game gets out of hand in either direction, if anything weird happens, if he just plays well for a stretch, he could put up 30 fantasy points and it wouldn't be the least bit surprising. Believe in the player, believe in the future. This guy is going to kill it. I just don't know the tempo and the pace I love against Cleveland. Whiteside has trouble running up and down in these kind of games. So it is a spot where you can look at Adebayo and really like he's a really interesting pivot off of everyone, Oka for everyone. He's going to be 1% owned, and you can get a guy who could put up, he's not going to put up 50 like he did that other time, but he might put up 35 for you.
All right. Anything else to talk about, centers? Yeah.
I mean, I like Bismack some, but the minutes have just disappeared, so probably not. Nurkic, I like the spot, but it's a back-to-back, so I probably wouldn't do that. Greg Monroe, if Lynn is out again, maybe, but price is up now. And that's probably the only ones I would even look to on FanDuel. You only get to pick one, so better make it count.
All right. Real quick, don't forget, guys, check out wisetake.com for more fire DFS content. $250 gets you NBA access for a day. That includes access to all the premium live stream before lock, articles, cheat sheets, tools, and one of the best parts of the community, the premium NBA chat. So come on over and buy a day pass. Check us out. Anyways, let's get into our top 3 at each position real quick. Bobby, what do you got at point guard, your top 3?
Oh, okay. I didn't have this exactly prepared.
Okay. I would say, hold on.
Sorry.
I would say,
go ahead.
I would say Cantor, but he went ham today, and it's a back-to-back, so normally I wouldn't play him, but they did have 3 days off before this game, and it's not like he's traveling or nothing. I mean, so it's okay, but yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I don't love the price, but he can always go into God mode.
What about Channing Frye tomorrow at center because of Kevin Love out?
No.
I'd have to see it first. Like I got to see. I don't think he plays much. I think it's gonna be a lot of Crowder, and then Tristan Thompson. Probably don't do it. If he comes into the rotation and he's playing 20, 25 minutes, then I'll jump on it at some time. But I don't think I'll do that today. Not on this ugly slate.
Play Okafor, Adebayo, or somebody like that or Allen instead of that.
All right.
I like to play long neck Bam when it's a back-to-back because I know Whiteside can't play back-to-backs.
By the way, this is still a great sneaky spot for Jared Allen. I think I need to mention that. Like I think that there's a chance.
Have they been splitting the minutes down like between the three?
They started Jared Allen tonight when what's his name was playing well, so he ended up getting more run. They ended up getting kind of blown out, so it was a weird game flow. Jared Allen had 12 real life points, which was big, but he only had 14 fantasy points or 15 fantasy points. I still think that Jared Allen, if he can get up to that 24-minute mark, you're looking at a guy who could put up 30. So that's what I'm looking at. I think that's a possibility. I'm just worried about the revenge factor, and if they really let, maybe they'll really let Okafor go.
Zeller played 0 minutes today.
Yep. Expect more of the same.
Cash, can you do me a favor while Bobby gets his point guards ready? Can you look up Channing Frye's game logs for me?
Can I?
Yeah, can you do that for me? Tell me what you found.
Hold on, let me go find him.
You know who's pulling the strings here. I just want to let you know this, right? You know who's in my ear right now.
Where's he at? Is he a center?
He's got 20 minutes last 2 games. He's got 20 points and then 32 points last night. He had 32 points tonight. I guess he had 21 minutes and 32 points. I think that's what he's trying to tell you at 3,500.
So he did play 20 minutes today. He played 20 minutes the day before, too.
And he got 32, yeah.
Kevin Love got hurt, and they ended up going to Insta mode where they started using him. Yeah, man, this is a trap.
It's a trap.
It just depends. If nobody owns him, take some shots on him. But if he's high owned, like, just don't even. He's like
nobody's gonna own him. Anybody that pays down is gonna go to Okafor.
Might on DK at 3,300.
Maybe on DK. On FanDuel, no way. They're gonna go to Okafor if they're coming down here. So if I did it, it would probably be on FanDuel. But I gotta look into that. I didn't know he played 20 minutes. Like.
Banging like 6 threes. A lot.
All right.
That's what you do. That man is a great shooter. Yeah, I got to look into him. But I'm playing Dwight Howard. So too bad you're a center. Let's move you over to power forward because I'm playing Dwight Howard today.
All right. Point guards. What you got your top 3, Bobby?
I promise you, by the way, he gets some ownership on FanDuel. He's gonna have.
I like Okafor though.
We'll see. Well, you never know what's going to happen in that situation.
It just depends. It depends on how. Like
it does. You're probably right. You're probably right. You're probably right. I think on FanDuel, it's. I still like Kemba. I think he's fine with upside. He's been missing every shot, and he's still putting up between 35 and 55 every game. And he's literally shooting like 30% over that period since Steve Clifford got back. Just load up on these. Take 2 of 3 of the big Charlotte guys every night. Obviously, we know you're going to play Dwight. Play Kemba. I think Schroeder is a good GPP play. I think Peyton is. But really, I like Dennis Smith Jr. I think it's just a spot where this might be Dennis Smith Jr.'s biggest fantasy game. I think I'm just going to go on air and just say that right now.
All right.
So far.
All right. Let's see here. Cash, top 3 point guards.
DSJ. Tyler Johnson, Isaiah Thomas.
All right, shooting guards. Bobby.
Oh, okay. On DraftKings, it would be CJ McCollum. On FanDuel, I am leaning a little bit more towards paying down. It's going to be a split for me between Holiday. I really don't like this shooting guard position. Holiday, Bazemore, Batum. I'm going to sprinkle them in as of right now. I don't really have a decided feel for it on FanDuel as much. It's tough for me over here, man, and maybe even have to play a little bit of Fournier. It's really gross.
All right,
Josh. Booker, Batum, and Dwayne Wade.
All right.
Dwayne Wade. Call. Yeah. My bad. 4,100. Forgot about that.
All right. Bobby.
Small forward. And shooting guard on DraftKings, what should have been Brandon Ingram. Small forward on FanDuel and small forward on DraftKings is Brandon Ingram. As of right now, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist on DraftKings, Jonathan Simmons on FanDuel, and then Allen Crabbe and Bojan I think you should take serious looks at both of them, especially Bogdanovich. Depending on what happens with Stevenson, but even if Stevenson's limited in any way or just have any questionability on him at all, Bojan, if he can get back into that old role, this is too cheap a price for a guy who could put up 30 and not even play well. So I really like Bojan.
Mm-hmm. All righty. Cash.
If Aaron Gordon is out again, it's Mario Hezonja, then Jonathan Simmons, and then Brandon Ingram.
Perfect.
I always forget about people on these early ones.
Power forward.
Power forward, you're paying down, I think. I like Kuzma a little more than Nance, and I think there's more upside there, even though I like both of them. But it is, again, another pretty ugly position, which allows you to pay up for Dwight at center over here on FanDuel. But yikes. On FanDuel, it is... I'll take a little bit of Tatum. I don't know, man. It's actually really tough to just pick out a favorite at a position I really, really hate. I guess you have to on FanDuel. This is DraftKings better. I would take Kuzma and Portis.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Oh, and Kaminsky. There you go.
Mm-hmm. All righty. Cash.
This is hideous. Wow. Damn. Let me think. I don't even know. Hold on. Oh my Lord Jesus Christ. Dirk Nowitzki, Frank Kaminsky, and I don't even want to say this dude's name.
Hey,
Crowder. Oh, yeah.
I thought you were going to say Cleaver.
No, I wanted to, but no. The kid, if Max Kleber doesn't get blocks and steals, he's just, I don't know, man. If you go look at his games, every time he gets blocks and steals, the dude goes off. But it's okay.
Yeah. I think Cleaver is the better play than Crowder, personally.
Yeah, he has more upside, that's for sure.
Yeah.
All right, centers, Dwight Howard. Both of you, Dwight Howard. Who else? Okafor?
I'm going to have a little bit of Okafor. I'm going to have a little bit of Bam. And I'm going to have a little bit of...
Fry, too?
No, not Fry.
No.
I'll have a little bit of Jared Allen on the non-Okafor, obviously non-Okafor lineups.
Mm-hmm. Cash?
It's Dwight Howard. It's Okafor. And I'll say, my God, Enes Kanter.
All right. Okay, guys. Here's the lineup that I came up with from your great advice. So I'm gonna hit you with it. Okay, I'm entering this tomorrow. I had the free entry into the Spectacular Slam, $33. Point guards, we got DSJ and Kemba Walker. Shooting guards, we got McCollum and Wade. Small forwards, we got Brandon Ingram and Jonathan Simmons. Power forward, we got Portis and Tatum. And center, we got Dwight Howard.
I can get behind that for the most part, right?
It's all right.
Yeah, at least for right now.
My head,
yeah. Couple questions here. Will THJ sit out on a back-to-back and make Beasley a play?
He might. What time that game is? It's 8. He might sit out, but it'll probably be late. And if the beat reporter tweets it out, you better go by what he says, because the Knicks might make him pull it down.
Yeah, don't play Beasley on FanDuel at all. Period.
Okay.
On DraftKings, you can consider it, but I still don't like it.
And somebody said THJ only played 25 minutes today. So another question. Who do you think will break the slate tomorrow? Bobby.
Okay, break it. Instead of my best plays, I have to think about my breaking plays. I guess. Oh, I don't know if I have like a real like slate breaker. Like everybody's pretty much in line. I don't really have like a crazy wild card off the board play. Like I like a lot of guys for value, but I don't think there's anybody like who breaks the slate tomorrow that I can see it like at first glance. I would say that LeBron is the most like he'll probably end up having high ownership because there's not a lot of people to pay up for, but he's a guy who shouldn't be in a good spot. You shouldn't be taking, but can always put up 70 to 80. But 80. I don't know, man. I'm not really loving anyone as an individual slate maker. It's a weird slate.
It is. It's ugly.
Yeah.
I'll go with a dude that I say can break the slate every day, and that's Elfrid Payton. He's either he can go off or he can do nothing. I mean that just look what he did today. I mean, goodness gracious. And Chris Paul didn't even play.
Yep.
Jeez, God.
No, that's true.
But he does have 60-point upside. Anytime he touches the court, he has 60-point upside.
Yeah, I agree.
Top point guard under 6K on FanDuel.
Tyler Johnson.
Top under 6K on FanDuel. I want to say what you mentioned about earlier about Delaney. But yeah, I think it's actually Jaren Grant if there's no Dunn, which there isn't, right? Like
no, I don't think he's going to play today.
Yeah, I think it'd be Jaren Grant because I think there's enough upside if they let him stay on the court the whole time, which they did a few games back. But that's probably the guy I would pick.
All right, we got a good question here. Valentine been getting 30 minutes the last 4 games with no Dunn, Mirotic, and Markkanen. He's 5.5 on DK. Is he worth a shot?
He is worth a shot.
Absolutely.
I mean, I skipped over him, but he's damn sure worth a shot.
Yeah, me too. And also, like, if Mirotic was out, like, he's another guy who could benefit hugely from that. So
definitely.
Valentine is a guy who I just honestly wish they without Dunn, just let the ball go in his hands. Like, this guy can make it all happen. I love this guy as a tournament play every day. So should have mentioned before. At 4,900, are you kidding me? Yes, you definitely play Valentine over here. I didn't even realize his price was so cheap on FanDuel. Yeah.
And he's a hot and cold player. Like, he's been hot. So, yeah, man.
His bad games, he's putting up 20 to 25. Like, that's his terrible games when he misses like 80% of his shots. Yeah, play him.
Mm-hmm.
And since Dunn was out, didn't Dunn get which game did Dunn get hurt? That was the New Orleans game?
It was the New Orleans game, but the Philly game was weird. I can't remember what happened. Was it a blowout or something strange happened in that game? And then you had the Lakers in Milwaukee, and he put in both those.
Yeah, he's getting minutes. So, yeah, man. At 49, like, nobody's going to play this dude, I don't think, unless people start talking about him. But I don't think nobody's going now.
Yeah.
All right. Any final words, Josh?
Yeah. Little tiny head Dwight Howard.
All right, Dwight Howard. All right, and for you, Bobby?
I would say that on DraftKings, if you don't play Dwight Howard, I don't really know what you're doing.
All right, one last question for you, Bobby.
Some people will see the price and be like, "Oh, 9.4 is too expensive." Not for me. A 10.2 isn't too expensive.
You know what? When you're going to put up 20 and 20, like if you're going to put up 55 and you just say you're 9.4 and then you have upside of 65, then I'll take it.
I totally.
Atlanta, I'll take it.
Yes, it's his city, man. He was born and raised there. His parents still live there. He's going to have family at the game. Like, oh my God, he wants to destroy them. There's just no way. There's just no way I don't play it. There's no way I don't play him.
Yeah, I'm with you.
All right. One last question here, then we're going to get out of here. It's for you, Bobby. I got to know, is this a Jordan Clarkson spot? I know you got the Lakers crystal ball.
Oh, there's like a long shot scenario, I feel like, but my guess is that there will be some ownership on him.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think it's going to be crazy or anything, but on DK, I know he'll have some. I don't think it is a good like situational spot for his position and everything. I just think I think Ingram is the guy who takes over more in this game. I'd rather take Ingram at a cheaper price than I would Clarkson, and they suck usage from each other. So they both could go off, but I would prefer to go the other way and take Ingram and Kuzma.
All right, guys. If you're watching on YouTube, please be sure to hit that like button and the thumbs up. We really appreciate it. If you're listening on Podbean, please give us a follow. If you're listening on iTunes, give us some of those 5-star reviews. We know CK loves that. And, of course, if you're listening to us on Facebook, please like us and share us to help support the Y-Steak Nation. So, Bobby, it was a pleasure for you joining us again. And please come back anytime. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Really enjoyed being with you guys.
You got it. So, for Bobby Fi and CashinDFS, I'm Patio Joe. And as CK says, good luck.
F the world.
Yeah.